Hello everyone, thank you for being here. My name is Vishal Maurya and I am a third year student at Triple IT Bhopal. In this presentation, we are going to learn about SSH and Wave SSH, how they work, why they are important for our Liquid Galaxy project, and how we can use them efficiently. We will not only cover the concepts but also get hands-on experience with all the important SSH commands. So let's dive in. So let's start with introduction of SSH. So SSH stands for Secure Shell. It is a cryptographic network protocol that allows user to securely communicate between two devices over an insecure connection. It is primarily used for four main reasons. So first one is secure remote login to server and computers. Second one is remote command execution on a distant system. Third one is to securely file transfer, and fourth one is port forwarding and tunneling for secure network access. So one question arises is that why it was developed. So before SSH, Telnet and RSH were the widely used for remote access, but they sent data in an unencrypted manner, making them vulnerable to cyber attacks. So to address this security concern, in 1995, SSH was developed. It introduced the encryption, authentication, and integrity verification to remote communications. Let's see how it works. So it works by establishing a secure encrypted communication between the client and a server. The client initially the client initiates the connection and the server authenticates itself using a cryptographic key. Once verified, both parties exchange encryption key to secure data transmission. The client then authenticates using a password or a key-based authentication. After a successful authentication, a secure session gets established, and it allows the safe remote access and data transformation. The SSH uses the encryption algorithms and key pairs to secure communication between a client and a server. It employs asymmetric encryptions like RSA, TSA, ECDSA for authentication and symmetric encryptions like AES for secure data transfer. The server provides the public key, which the client uses for authenticate, uses to verify his identity and establish trust. So the third feature of SH is secure tunneling and port forwarding. So port forwarding can be done using like three ways. First one is local port forwarding. The second one is remote port forwarding, and the third one is dynamic port forwarding. Uh, it actually creates a secure tunnel to safely send data over the internet. So each of the port forwarding methods has their own benefits. The local port forwarding let you access a remote service from your computer. On the other hand, the remote port forwarding allows other users to reach a service on your local machine or a local computer. The third one is dynamic port forwarding, which works like a flexible gateway. It securely creates a routing traffic method through the SH server. These methods help access the blocked websites, and they protect the sensitive data and securely connect to remote services. And there is a handshake process involved. in all these steps. So handshake process contains the three main steps to establish a secure session. It starts when the client requests a connection with the server. The server verifies its identity using cryptographic key, and then the client may also authenticate itself. Once the once verified, both sides agree on encryption method and establish a secure and encrypted sessions for safe communication. Let's see the key SSH features. So first major feature is remote login and command execution. So it allows users to run command on a remote machine without physically accessing it. Some of the use cases are like we can monitor server performance from using a like we can use a remote device to uh, monitor the server performances. The second one is restarting services. We can restart a remote server using SSH commands. The third one is managing system updates. We can manage the system updates using the commands. Next major feature is secure file transfer. So SSH allows secure file transfer between your computer and a remote server using different methods. So basically we have three main methods. The first one is secure copy protocol, which helps transfer file and entire folder between local and remote machines. It works like a regular copy paste command, but it is over a secure connection. The next one is rsync. It is a faster and a more efficient way to sync files because it only transfers the part that has been changed, reducing data transfer time. The next one is SFTP, which stands for SSH File Transfer Protocol, which provides an interactive way to browse, upload, and download files securely. It is similar to FTP clients, but it is more encrypted than just a normal FTP client. These methods ensure the safe and reliable file transfer over the internet. Instead of using the password, key authentication provides a more secure way to access a remote server. It works with two keys. The first one is a public key, which is stored on the server, and the second one is private key, which is kept on our device. So when you connect, you're using SSH. It checks if the both key are getting matched or not. If they do, then you get to access the server or the machine without entering a password. This method improves security and prevents brute force attacks. Port forwarding and tunneling, we have three ways. Port forwarding helps securely access remote services by tunneling traffic through an encrypted SSH connection. Local port forwarding let you access a remote service from your computer as if it were running on locally. On the other hand, remote port forwarding allow external users to connect to a service on your local machines via SSH server. The dynamic port forwarding acts like a secure proxy, and these techniques are useful for bypassing firewall, securely accessing databases, and managing the remote servers and remote resources. So advanced SSH automations are can be used to automatically log in using SSH configuration files. So whenever you want to connect to a server using SSH, you have to type a very long command with IP address, username, private key, and port every time. So instead of typing that long command every time, you can just save these details in a configuration file, and then we can reuse it again and again. It saves our time, and it makes the steps and makes the process very simple. So when using SH key authentication, you often have to enter your passphrase every time you connect to a server. This can be frustrating if you connect frequently. So to solve this problem, we use SSH agent, which is a tool that securely stores your private key in memory, so you don't have to enter again and again, and it makes the process a lot simpler than before. We want to run command remotely, but keep our terminal free for other tasks. We can just use ssh-f command to send it in the background, and it keep our terminal free for other tasks. And the next key feature provided by SSH is reverse tunneling. So if you have a remote server behind a firewall, and you need to access it through your local machine, then you can use reverse SSH tunnel. The second part of SSH is web SSH, and it is a browser-based SSH client that allows user to securely access and manage remote servers directly from a web browser. Unlike the traditional SSH clients that require softwares like Terminus and OpenSSH, web SSH eliminates the need for local installation and make it more accessible and flexible. So why we need web SSH? If we already have the normal SSH, then why we are using web version of it? So let's see the 5 main reasons we require web version, and it makes our work simpler. So the first reason is we can use web SSH from anywhere, unlike the normal version, which requires terminal and local installation. So the second reason is there is no need of terminal or SSH client softwares. The third reason is it is ideal for ideal for DevOps and cloud environments. It manages cloud servers like AWS, Google Cloud, etc. more easily than the normal SSH version. It is also used to automate infrastructure tasks, which is not possible in the normal SSH versions. Web SSH solution integrate with authentication systems like OAuth, two-factor authentication for enhanced security. The fifth reason is it even works in restricted networks such as VPN. Unlike the normal SSH, it can be used in the virtual private network environment. How you can secure your server? What are the steps we need to take so that we can make more secure? Securing your SSH server is crucial for preventing unauthorized access and attacks. So the first method is permit root login, in which we disable the root login method to prevent the direct access to the root accounts. The next one is to change the default SSH port to make it less obvious for attackers scanning for open SSH ports. It is also recommended to use only key authentication instead of password authentication, which is more vulnerable to brute force attacks. To further enhance security, we can limit login attempts. So to do it, we set the max auth tries to 3 to we can reduce the chances of guessing the correct credentials. So finally, we can implement fail to ban method. It is a tool that automatically blocks IP address after multiple fail attempts. It protects against brute force attacks. So by following these best practices, you can significantly strengthen your security and reduce the risk of unauthorized access. So here I have two windows. The first one is Windows and second one is my Linux LG rig. So to connect to Linux machine, I can use command SSH remote username at then IP address. After putting password, we can see it is connected to remote machine. For key-based authentication, I can use the command SSH minus keygen minus T, which represents the type, RSA minus B, which represents bit numbers 4096 minus C, and then email address. Press enter, then overwrite enter to get the RSA 4096 key. Then we will copy this key to our remote machine. Now you can see the number of keys added is 1. Now we can log in without using password. To transfer file from local machine to remote machine, I can use secure copy protocol SCP, then file name, remote machine username at IP address, then path of the file where we want to transfer it. And similarly, to transfer file from remote machine to local machine, I can use scp lg at IP address, and remote file location. Then local machine path, which is my download folder. You can see file is successfully downloaded. So thank you for giving me the chance, and thanks for watching.